my goodness. How's everybody doing today? It is your boy, Daddy Goodz, and we have a special guest today. We have Miss Cosmic Starlight. How are you today,
I'm good.
Cosmic?
I feel very special.
You are very special. You are very special. It's like everybody knows you. How did you become just so popping out here, man? Congratulations to that.
I love the sound effects, first of all. I have no idea how I became popular. I really don't. I don't know.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for being on a podcast today. And how's your day going?
It's going really good. I did some cleaning, which is not something I'm usually good at doing. And I got cute today for this podcast. So
yeah. Thank you for caring about the podcast. I care about the podcast too. In fact, I was like up all night, just like trying to get the colors right, trying to get the background and backdrop right, man. Because I got the Cosmic Starlight on the podcast today, so super excited about that. And I know the people watching right now are super excited about that too. And couldn't be more excited. So let's just dive right into it. How about that?
I'm ready.
So for you, Cosmic Starlight, what is the toughest part about being a content creator?
Wow, we're starting with the
I know, just diving right into it, man. Let's just get it.
No, I love it. Honestly, for me, I'm very self-critical. I think I mentioned to you when I saw your picture that you made for this, I was like, oh my gosh, I felt pretty. And I feel like it's weird to say that because people obviously think I'm attractive, but it's hard to look at yourself all the time and be confident or put that on. You have to be confident even if you're not. And it's a huge challenge for me because I'm not a confident person.
Right. I mean, a lot of us doubt ourselves in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, it's about putting out what you got to put out and letting the people, the tastemakers of the content, decide whether they like it or not. And then you get the feedback, and then it tells you whether you're doing the right thing or not. And does the feedback for you make you the happiest, when it comes to acknowledging what you do?
It really has changed my whole opinion on who I am as a person. Before I started this, I'm not gonna lie, I never thought a man looked twice at me. I have ugly duckling syndrome. I grew up braces, glasses, everyone made fun of me. So when I started this and I got the feedback, I started to believe it in myself. And I think the journey has just been believing it within, not just believing it because of the comments, because that happens too, where you get that rush and you get that, from the comments. But it took a while for me, for, years really, to actually believe it inside. And I still feel like it's a journey. Like you said, it's a journey for us all to love ourselves. It's just, I think, for models, it's a little bit, we're more on people are watching us on that journey. So it's a little, and I feel like if people see it, they see that in me, it inspires me to want to see it in myself, if that makes any sense at all.
No, totally. I totally get it. I mean, that makes a lot of sense because I'm sure that the models within the community, or just models in general, all around the world, whatever kind of modeling it is that you do, there's a high level of pressure that you got to deal with on a daily basis because this is what you do. Your appearance is what you're putting out there. That's the selling point, right?
It's everything. And I never looked at myself half as much as I did before I started this. I don't think it's totally natural for us to be looking at every part of our body all the time. It's tricky. We would all feel that way if we were under that microscope all the time,
100%. So I got to ask because it's April, and April 1st was just a few days ago. Did anybody do an April Fool's joke on you?
No. No one was celebrating in my life. At least I didn't even celebrate. I forgot. I think we've all been played around with enough.
Yeah. Serious. I know, man. The whole 2020 pandemic was the biggest April Fool's joke. So because it started in April, didn't it?
March. So basically, yes, it counts.
So yeah, right. All right. So getting back to the whole journey, because I heard you mention the journey. When did the whole journey begin?
November 2018 is when I started, when I posted my first picture. And you know what's funny is Instagram actually hated me. Like they did not want Cosmic at all, and Reddit was the only one that paid attention to me. And now it's flipped, where Instagram is like, I feel like my main fans come from there, and Reddit is like, we're over you. It's really interesting how it shifts. I mean, I've seen the community just ebb and flow in terms of like where you want to be and where's working for you. It's really interesting.
Right. No, it really is interesting. So 2018, you're probably considered an OG at this point.
Am I?
I don't know. Like a lot of times, oftentimes, when I speak with my guests, a lot of times they started, maybe like within a year or two. For you, it's
Wow, yeah.
been
Well, and I feel like that was when it really boomed, because when the pandemic started, a lot of people were looking for income that they could do at home. And I honestly, I always say, if I hadn't started when I did, I don't think I would have made it, because it became so much more competitive. And I don't know. I don't think I would have made it with that big boom of new models. I just don't think I could have cut it. So I'm glad I got in when I did, for sure. Because it wasn't a thing really then. It was just like a random thing that I heard about.
right. Something interesting about what you just say right there is that a lot of times, oftentimes, people that get into an industry that they might feel like it's oversaturated, or like there's so many other people doing it, but
Right.
in a lot of cases, it comes down to the overthinking part, because nobody is you at the end of the day.
I honestly need to work on that a lot, because that's exactly right. And I always think, okay, this is dumb, but I think about it in terms of Batman. I love every character who's played Batman. I'm not like, this Batman's better, this Batman's better. So I think about that. This, like, fans probably think that way about foot models. Like, we can all be Batman.
Exactly. Don't they got that Twilight guy as the new Batman right now?
Yes, it was amazing.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. I saw it
What's
twice
his
in
name?
theaters. It was that good.
What's his name again? I totally
How do you
skipped.
not know? Robert Pattinson. He's like a
There
god.
it is. There it is. I know, man. I know. I'm supposed to know his name. You know what? I was into the whole Twilight series. I was actually kind of a fan. And
I love that you admit that, because I was too. I read all the books. I was a nerd about it.
I've always been into all of the chick flicks and
I
the
love
chick
that.
romance series. You know what it is? And I know this podcast is about you, but let me just get my shit
No,
off.
I love it.
When I was a kid, every day when I would come home from school in elementary, my mom would have novellas on. So, soap operas. And I would watch soap operas. And, I mean, that's
Really,
totally chick status. Yeah, yeah. So, I know all the days of our
I love
lives.
that. Yeah, my mom too.
Oh, so you used to watch those as well?
Days of Our Lives was like the one that was always on. Yeah, when I got home from school, for sure. It's like, what is this? But I think it's just it has that fantasy aspect too, but it's in the real life. So I totally get it.
Isn't it crazy that those shows just never stop? They just go on
Never.
and they never
100
stop.
seasons.
And it's the same actors and actresses. They're just still going strong. I'm like, man, shout out to those people,
I
man.
know. Shout out to them.
Absolutely. So, with this whole FFC thing becoming more and more of a craze, the more the years go, it's
Right.
going to be where Cosmic Starlight and the models of your liking are going to become the next, big things, and the celebrities. I mean, you all are already celebrities in your own right. Have you ever been recognized out in public?
I have, but they only told me after the fact. And I've had moments to where I'm like, I can see it in your eyes. You know who I am. Like they were just like staring at me. I think the best one though was I was at Disneyland, and I was like crying by like the Kylo Ren ship or whatever. And this fan texted me on Instagram at the end of the day, and he was like, I saw you. You were just having a moment, and I was admiring you from afar. And I was just like, that's so sweet. Like, because I was having a moment. Like, I don't think I would have been able to handle feeling like a celebrity in that moment either.
Right. You're like I'm drowning my sorrows with this turkey leg right now at
Yeah.
Disneyland.
It's like very emotional for some reason to go to like Disneyland for me. That's embarrassing, but
No,
it's
that's not
magical.
embarrassing. I was a season pass holder, or what did they call it? A passport for like a
Really?
while. Yeah. So yep. I 1 year went to Disneyland 7 times, 7 or 10 times. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I want to
Yeah.
get there. I want to
Yeah,
be there for my life.
yep. It got real. It got really real. So,
That's
and
awesome.
later this year, I want to go to Disney World. So,
Yeah.
that's a part of the plan. Well, since we're talking about Disney World, what's your favorite ride at Disneyland?
Oh my gosh, okay. Hold, okay. It's tough, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Indiana Jones. Well, okay, I go to Disneyland Anaheim. Okay, so that's my home like resort.
Right
I
on.
just think it's a classic. It just has the best memories for me, and it also has a little bit of a thrill ride to it. I don't know. I think it's a classic.
No, Indiana Jones ride is hands down one of the best, and it has the drops. It shakes you around a little bit. It gives
Yeah,
you the
it's like
scare.
a roller coaster, but it has what Disney does best, which is like that we're going on like an experience. It's not just a coaster. But of course, I mean Space Mountain and the Incredicoaster is fun too.
100%. Just don't go on Splash Mountain if you have shoes that you care about, because they are done. They're going to be the most soaked shoes that you ever have had ever.
Yeah, Splash Mountain is rough unless it's like 90 degrees outside. It's rough in general. I went recently for Halloween and we went because there was no line because it was freezing. It was like 50 degrees for California. And it was the last ride we did. I was like shaking and I was like worth it. It was not worth it, but yeah.
I said, no, you know what? When I lived in San Diego for like a year, it blew my mind that I seen San Diegans with scarves, full on jackets, and 65-degree
What?
weather. I was like, whoa,
Oh my
shit. Whoa, spoiled Southern Californians.
to me, that's like summer now for me. Like when it gets 60, my flip-flops are on. I'm like, guys, we're going to the beach.
Yeah, no,
That's
totally. And with me being in Las Vegas right now, the 85-degree weather, that is like the creme de la creme weather right there. So yeah, but
that
for
sounds
Southern,
amazing.
oh yeah, it is 100% fantastic. Speaking of fantastic things, how about we get into our first foot commercial?
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We got way more to come. Smash that like button right now if you love this show, especially if you love Cosmic Starlight. Check it out, everybody. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts right now, make sure you leave that review. If you're watching / listening on Spotify, leave that review because it helps boost the podcast. And I know y'all want this podcast, this community to get highlighted in the mainstreams of America, because it is, and that's what's happening. Shout out to Cosmic Starlight. As soon as this smash the like button banner goes away, y'all gonna see her Twitter and IG and can be following her ASAP. All right, let's get back into it.
Love it.
So I've been talking a lot about Disney on this podcast lately. I think
Really?
I have, yeah, and like just the last episode I had, shout out to the Sith Brat. We were talking about Star Wars and things of that sort. Yeah, so
I love her.
oh yeah. Awesome person, awesome people, and we were just vibing out, and that's very Disney, but just diving into all of the characters and things of that sort. For you, I know that you are a huge person in the cosplay arena. Tell me about your cosplay and what drives you to want to do the cosplay.
Okay. I feel like recently I've realized I was a theater kid. I'm like a theater nerd. I grew up wanting to do that. So in what's weird, we were talking about the pandemic. My first cosplay was Rey, and it was right as a pandemic started because I just felt like I got to do something from like, I was going stir crazy. And that is kind of where my love of cosplay grew. I felt very confined in my home. So it's kind of a combination of me being that like eccentric, like, wanting to play a character. I love just getting to be like, I'm right now. And these are race feet. It's just so fun to me. It's like, and I think also when you do it for as long as I have, how many like oily soul JOIs can you do? It's you just having characters makes it so unique and fun. And then I love all that like corny stuff. Like I like
Right.
my
No,
character.
I feel you. I feel like all of your fans, if we were to compare them to Pokemon, then you can do the Ash Ketchum cosplay. You can catch them all, right?
Right. I
Uh,
actually have done that. I don't know if that's why you said that. I've done an Ash
that is
Ketchum
why I
cosplay.
said that. I tried.
I've kind of done all the cosplays at this point. I'm like scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
Right. So I was scanning through your Twitter last night, and I was like, all right. I seen like a lot of the cosplay you did, and I was like, man, she like gets into like so many different. I don't think I've seen anybody do as much cosplay as you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
as good. You're really fucking good at that shit. So man, shout
Wow.
out to that. Yeah,
Thank you.
good
That's
stuff.
so sweet. That's crazy. For me, every morning when I'm doing a cosplay, it just feels like I'm not doing. I'm always like, there's something I was forgetting. There's one prop that could have taken it to the next level. So to hear that is so sweet, and like I really appreciate it. Wow.
Yeah, no problem at all. So you mentioned JOI, and I gotta know, like, for you, has that been like a huge thing within your community?
Oh yeah. I think that's like I mean, my fans could probably say better, but I think that's like what I'm aside from cosplay, that's like the thing I do that they like the most, I would say. You know what's
Okay.
funny though, is when I started, I had no idea what that was. I had to get that explained to me. What is this? I had to like watch videos. I was like, okay. And now it's like I could do it in my sleep basically. It's I got it.
Wow, you can do it in your sleep. Hey, man.
No, I'm very like moody and annoyed when people wake me up when I'm sleeping. So I take that off the table.
No, but what's interesting about you saying that is that you got me thinking, like, wow, is she doing some astral projection? Like, damn, she's Cosmic Starlight. I would not put it past her that she does astral projection and then
Okay.
does the JOI. Did I just give you your next whole theme and idea?
Maybe that because seriously, I'm so into all that stuff. Like, and I've been like told people have said like, um, I didn't know what came with the subscription price is you visiting my dreams. And I'm just like, and they're like, I've gotten that from multiple people that I'm in their dreams, and I'm like, holy crap, that's so cool. I am, I am
Oh,
projecting.
that is absolutely crazy. And like that's the first sign of knowing that you're doing things right is when you start appearing in people's dreams.
So
Then you become bigger and bigger. And I feel like that's what happens in general when people become really popular. They become celebrities or things of that sort. They start appearing in people's dreams, and once that starts happening,
it's
it's
over.
it's over, well, just beginning, for that matter,
Yeah,
because just anything in general in life that we even know about is because there's a collective consciousness of a whole bunch of people, right?
right.
and
Yes, I love this.
and then that's when stuff starts becoming real. That's what manifestation is all about.
Yes.
It's about the consciousness realizing something to be real and then doing the things that it takes to make it real. And that's why,
100%.
right, like tell me about that. Like, what do you think
Well,
about?
I 100% believe in manifestation. I used to when I was like really struggling, I would go to sleep at night and just be like, new subscribers, new subscribers. Like for me, dreams and like the moment right before I fall asleep is where my best manifestation energy comes from. Like to me, that's very powerful stuff. And so I 100% believe in that. And I mean, it's everything's energy. So why would that not exist? I like people who don't believe in that. I have a hard time connecting with because we are all energy. Like of course, our
Absolutely.
thoughts and our feelings and what we're putting out there matters, and of course, it's going to come back to us.
Isn't it crazy that like our bodies actually generate electricity?
It's so crazy. I think about this all the time. Like it's just I like is this real? Like I don't even know. I'm always tripping out about it.
Yes, and something that's really big in the FFC that I know is that a lot of the foot creators, they want to be grounded in
Yes.
in nature. They want to be
Yes.
walking in the grass and things of that sort. And I think a lot of it has to do with the energy and the electricity that we get from the ground. Lightning, it
So
strikes
yes.
from the bottom up, right? Am I right, people? I think
You
I'm
were
right.
right. Literally, before I even started this, when I would have anxiety because it's something I suffer from, that would be my meditation. I would walk on the grass and envision like roots coming down from my feet, grounding me into the earth. I'm safe. I'm home. I'm happy. Like all of that. And so, absolutely, when I started this, I'm like, wow, that there is something to that. And I really think we just always want to be grounded. It just makes sense.
What do you do to control your anxiety, especially when you're in a line of work that involves a lot of people thinking about you?
Yeah, that is true. And like, I'm not gonna lie, there has been more of my anxiety that I've experienced of just, yeah, if I go out alone, are people gonna know who I am? I've always felt very like vulnerable, and I think a lot of women feel that way. Like when they go out at night, I got to look in my car twice or whatever. I think really it's just been the journey of knowing myself and knowing that like if I have a panic attack, it's okay to come home, turn off all the lights, get into bed, and just breathe, and
Yeah,
that kind of helps me recalibrate myself. But like when I was younger, I never let myself have that moment. It was like, I have a panic attack, what's wrong with you? Like, you need to figure shit out. Now it's like, no, that's okay. Like then you need to, what do you need to get right? And it's most of the time just like resting. And that's why I always say I love my lazy days, because that's how I come home to myself, and that's where I get most of my ideas, is during my lazy days when I'm just chilling.
yeah, 100%. Do you feel like your lazy days just come naturally, or do you plan out your lazy days?
They come very naturally because it's like my favorite thing to do. It's just, I don't know. It's just, that's like when I'm most myself, when I'm just like, relaxing and like playing video games. And I don't know, that's just where I want to be.
I like that. So you play video games in your spare time. Is that your hobby? Like when you're not thinking about working?
Yes. I mean, it's weird. I didn't know I could call video games a hobby because like growing up, video games were like, that's a waste of time. So it's weird to call it a hobby, but yes, it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like shout out to everybody that's playing video games for work and Twitch
I
streaming.
know. I want to, but honestly, Twitch is so confusing. I don't think I can ever figure it out.
Like I gotta explain to some people sometimes that are, in different generations, the generations before me,
Right.
that have kids that love playing video games, and tell their kids like, no, get off that video game. I'm like, you might be stopping the
I
next
know.
ninja, right?
Right? Because
Yeah.
now, I mean, there's kids there's kids who are millionaires before they even turn 10 because they were just filming their little YouTube stuff. Like, you should never dance. Because I think we all experience that when we're younger, is like our dreams. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, how do you know you didn't just fully step on like a great idea or a great future for them? You always got to be open.
That's the thing, man. So many people, they hinder other people's growth and
Mhm.
productivity. And a lot of times people are such empaths and they don't even know it. And they soak in all the energy that the people around them give them, that they don't even realize that when they're doing the negative kind of energy towards somebody,
Right.
that you're really, really hindering that
Gosh.
person, possibly from becoming, the next Ryan's Toy Review or
That's what I was thinking about when I said that. You know what's up. But no, 100%. I think, honestly, I mean, I think we're all a little bit of an empath. I think we all have that. But some of us just close it off. Maybe some of us need to build up a wall because of stuff we've gone through in our life. And yeah, you never know what your words are doing to someone. And I try and live that way in business too. I mean, I've obviously gotten like mean messages, and I'm like, I don't know what they're going through. Like, you never know. Just like my fans don't know what's going on in my life. I could be going through shit, and like you just always got to come from kindness, I feel like.
yeah, absolutely. I feel you on that. Speaking of kind, how about we get into a kind foot commercial, right? Keep the show going. Thank you, everybody. Once again, much more to come. We got Cosmic Starlight. If you're just tuning in right now, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, your ad could be playing right here, right now. Make sure you holler at your boy, Daddy Goodz, on my Instagram, my email. My email is within all of those links and what have you. So, holler at that. I'm not going to say my email right now because then I'm just going to have everybody emailing me. Once again, leave that review, smash that like button. We're about to get back into it. I got some spicy questions for Cosmic.
This is so fun. That's all.
So I said I got some spicy questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Are you going with Tapatio, Tabasco,
No,
or
really.
Red?
Okay. Oh,
What is your favorite hot sauce? This is not hot ones, but what is your favorite?
I love hot ones. Can we do a hot ones episode? I
Fuck
love
yeah.
hot ones. Okay. But seriously, I carry this one in my purse, a little bottle of Tapatio. Wait, Tabasco. That's like the thinner one. Sorry, I get them confused. What's the one that's thinner? Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I think you're talking about Tabasco. I mean,
Tabasco. That's the one. Tabasco. I love Tabasco.
it goes good on most things, though.
But Tapatio, like Nelson said, Tapatio sauce on tacos, yes. But Tabasco goes on eggs, like it goes on everything.
You're absolutely right. It does. And I had a local moco today, and I put some Tapatio on there,
I love
and it was
locomocos.
delicious. Oh my gosh.
I love locomocos. I love that you know what locomocos are. What the heck?
Dude, man, I live on the 9th island of Hawaii, Las Vegas. Did you know that this is the 9th island? There's so many Hawaiians.
Okay, I actually did know that because I mean, yeah. That's so great. I love that.
Yeah, I love local mocos and just pretty much anything Hawaiian. I love all the kind of different foods and what have you. What about you? Are you a foodie?
I'm a huge foodie, and like Hawaiian food is the absolute best. Locomocos. Now I want malasadas, chicken katsu. Like I'm a huge Hawaiian foodie. Everything really.
Do not get me going on food because like I'm telling you, I am the ultimate foodie. Like our next episode, we will totally be eating food and trying food. ASMR. Anybody down for ASMR?
So good. Food's like one of the best things ever.
Have you ever watched one of those videos? Do you like hearing people chew and eat?
Yeah, no, 100%. I like ASMR. Yeah, the eating stuff is interesting. I think it's mostly just like the sensations. It's not so much that they're eating. I like all ASMR stuff. I want to do something like that with my feet, but I don't know how to do it yet.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. I know you're creative, so.
Yeah, like, I don't know, wiggling. I don't know. Something.
All right, so I got a question for you here.
Yes.
If you could pick one out of BG content, GG content, or solo cosplay, which one are you rolling with?
Like if I only could do one for the rest of my life?
If you can do one for the rest of your life, and then you can rank them.
I think, you know what? Okay. I think I have to just go with what got me here, which is solo and cosplay content. I love girl, I love boy, girl, but like that didn't get me here. You know what I mean? Like now I do all that and it's great, but like yeah. So I'm going to go with just me, myself, and I. And that would be sad because I love working with other people, but.
She said, me, myself, and I. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. No, I'm playing.
No. They know.
So do you have any favorites on who you like to work with?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. I mean, obviously, Mathema, we work together like every 2 days. So
yeah, on the podcast last week. Great person.
She's my bestie, and like, and a big part of this job is like it's also the vibes. Like you can't. I think that's what's unique about this is like in other workplaces, people might not get along, but they can still do their job. With this job, it shows on camera, so it's really important the vibes, and that's why I go with Mathema.
I like that. I mean, that is very important that you get along with the people that you work with. And, you know, like when you go to like an actual like spot, like a 9-to-5 spot, and you don't get along with certain people, you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it to the side today.
Exactly.
I'm not going to deal with this person. Unless you're like, you know, a real like fiery, spicy person.
Yeah.
Then
I'm going to say something.
Right. But, you know, not everybody has that kind of composure. So shout out to the people that got great composure like that. But
yeah, I do not. I do not.
Yeah,
you can read it on my face if I'm uncomfortable. If I don't want to be somewhere, it is very obvious. So yeah, I'm not.
It's interesting that it seems like you're so well built for, you know, spotlight, for people to be interested in you and things of that sort. But you like, you know, you bring a realness and you ground yourself and you're humble about it all. And I think that a lot of people can learn things like that about you. So shout out to that.
Love these fun facts. I think that's so important. Like for me personally, at least in like men, humbleness is the most attractive trait on the earth. Like I love men who are confident but not cocky and being humble. And I just think I was always like raised that way. Like it's about what's inside, which is unique with this job because it's about what's on the outside. But I always bring that in. And like, I don't know. I'm literally just myself. Like I did a live show on my Instagram. My mom was like helping pass me stuff, and it was just a hangout. And after I was like, what was that like? She was like, they love my daughter like I love my daughter. Like she's like, it's just my baby. And I'm just like, I love, that's all I ever wanted was just to be me. And I love that helps ground me, I guess, in this community. That's like the greatest gift because I don't have to pretend to be anything else.
That is the best thing you could have said, because that's the best thing to do, is to just be yourself, not pretend, and just, go out there and just do you. That's like real stuff right there. So
And that's
shout
what
out.
people connect to, especially these days. I mean, I think we all want to feel connected when we're online. It already gives us that barrier. So, like, we might as well just be like, here's who I am. I'm a mess. What's up? So are you. Let's be friends.
Right. No, I like that so much, honestly. And that's the thing about doing this podcast for me, is like I don't come on here and try to be any certain way. Like I
Right.
come on here, have fun, I kick it with the lovely guests and just talk about great things. It's a great time, honestly. And then when it's done and it's out there, I don't even think twice about, what
Right.
I might have said or whatever. It's
That's
because
the
I'm like, oh,
best.
it's
You
just
don't, yeah, that's the best. And you can feel that, and that helps models open up to you. If you had that wall up, models would have their wall up. It's a two-way street. Connection always is.
everything is a two-way street,
Right.
relationships and things of that matter.
Yes.
For you, when it comes to relationships and what have you, like what have you found about doing the kind of content that you produce and relationships? Like how does that correlate in your life?
Well, I don't know, it's interesting for me. I met my boyfriend. He was actually a fan of mine. So I don't know if people know that or not. It's kind of a unique situation.
Awesome.
And so I've never had to like worry about him understanding, the community and everything.
Right.
So I don't know it. I think it made me more open, I feel like, to there's so many people in the community that I've gotten to work with that I never would have met also if I wasn't in this community. They're just, I don't know, it's just easier, I feel like, to connect with online. And then when I meet like these girls in real life, I'm like, I already know you. Like there's no differences. So I
Right.
feel like it's opened my heart in the best possible way. And because of that, I've gotten these amazing friendships. My boyfriend, like it's truly just been such an amazing gift. Like I can't even explain it. That's why I'm so like passionate about this community too, because like you guys literally brought me like the love of my life. Like I don't know, it's the best.
Wait, so time out. You just gave every guy out there wondering hope that if there is a chance that they can
I'm
one
sorry.
day meet the model that they adore so much, you gave them hope that if they act and behave as a
Okay,
gentleman.
yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't tell people that for a long time because I didn't want to give people the wrong impression. But a good model, a friend of mine, was like, you got to, like, that's such a beautiful part of your story. And like, honestly, I am proud of it. But yes, he 100% was never expecting anything like that. So yes, you have to behave for sure. And if it's there, it's there. Like I felt the energy. It sounds crazy, but from his username, not because of what it said, because I could feel him behind the screen, if that makes any sense. And so
It
like,
does make sense. It
okay,
does.
thank you. And it's we still were like, is like, and that was like his dream. I think he manifested me because he's like, did this really just happen? Like it's, yeah.
Dude, you just gave me chills because it's
Oh,
so real. It's so real. Like you manifest the things that you want. And I know sometimes there's people out there, they say, oh, it's mumbo jumbo and things of that sort, but
oh
it's not.
no,
Manifestation is real. And like even in that situation with you and your boyfriend, like, dude, he totally
he
manifested you
did.
into his life, and you
Well,
manifested him into your
okay, I
life.
was gonna say I used to have dreams about this like this love that I couldn't even describe. And like I was going through some really hard points in my life, addiction, all this stuff. And this guy was there. And it was, I would wake up from the dream and just be like, someday I'm gonna find him. And I like this is how I found him. And it's just like so crazy. We both manifested each other, and we had to do long distance for a while, and that was rough. Long distance sucks
Mhm.
very bad. But it was the best decision of my life. And yeah.
I tell you what, love is so real and it's
Yeah,
out there. And
it
you
is.
know, for anybody thinking that it's not out there, it's out there, and you just gotta like just be yourself like you were doing, and like it
Yeah.
just kind of happens, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's the greatest gift. And yeah, I think that's why I do want to share my story is because like he didn't think it was going to happen to him. I didn't think it was going to happen to me, but I truly believe like it will find you. If your heart is open, I do think it will find you. Maybe I'm cheesy and a romantic, but
I was just gonna say that, like, piecing everything together that we've been talking about so far, something that I have already realized and recognized about you, you are a hopeless romantic.
I am 100% almost romantic. I have literally only been in long-term relationships. And I'm like, you are my everything, like 100%. Yeah, I'm a huge hopeless romantic, romantic.
I
And I
love
mean,
it.
I'm happy to be because I don't think there's anything like better in this world than love. And I feel so lucky that I've gotten to experience that. And yeah, I don't know. It's the best.
I could totally relate to that. And you know, anybody that has found love is lucky, and you know,
And you
hold
too,
on
and
to
you
it.
have someone who accepts you, and I feel like all I hear is that people wanna be accepted and want their fetish to be accepted, and it breaks my heart. It really, really does because I've heard that from my boyfriend, his experiences, and it's just I don't know, anyone I'm just like, I'm happy for you too. I'm happy for everyone who can find that acceptance, and if you find it with me, just being my fan, that means the world to me too, like, it's just wherever you can find that is so important.
And something else that is super important too, and now this is just me, you know, speaking to the people, and I know that you can you know, echo this same sentiment to all of your fans and you know everybody watching right now, that loyalty is everything as well when it comes to love.
So much yes. So much yes. Especially in my line of work, obviously, it can be tricky. And someone assumed that I was poly because I film with other girls. And I was like, no, I'm monogamous. Like it's for work. And I understand that it might be confusing, but I'm 100% loyal to my boyfriend. And that doesn't mean I'm poly. And if I was, I'd be fine with that. But I'm monogamous. I just work with other women. And it's interesting being in this line of work, you get to figure out boundaries in a way that maybe you wouldn't before. And does that make you uncomfortable? Does this make me uncomfortable? And like having those conversations, I would have never had these tough relationship conversations if I wasn't doing this job. So it is really helpful actually. It helps unpack a lot of stuff.
Communication is everything.
It's hard. And there's like jealousy. There's all the normal stuff. I mean, yeah, I mean, I get jealous, he gets jealous. Even, I know that's hard to understand, but like, it happens all the time to me and him too.
I feel
So we
like a
gotta
little bit of jealousy is always okay. If
okay.
there's no
Jealousy
jealousy
is
at
so
all,
hot, but not the like, but like, yeah,
right,
jealousy is
right.
very hot to me. Like, be jealous. I love it.
Yeah, totally, totally. But like not too jealous, just
No,
like enough to show me you care a little bit, right?
yes, and I've had the scary jealous, and that's not fun at all. But the jealous where it's like I trust you and I know you would never do anything, but like you're still mine. Like that's for me what I love. Just makes me feel
Well,
special.
well, everybody, let's get into another foot marshal, and we
Yes,
got
yes,
some
yes.
more greatness coming up. Woo! Once again, I'm gonna keep on saying it because I know you guys got to keep on hearing it. Smash that like button right now. Subscribe ASAP if you have not subscribed. This is the Plenty of Feet podcast, POF Pod. Man, it's everywhere on Apple, it's on Spotify, Google, all those places. You can also watch it on Spotify now. So, if you're not really trying to get on YouTube and, watch all the other craziness, you can go straight to Spotify and make it happen. Also, we got Cosmic Starlight right here, right now. Her IG is the Cosmic Goddess. That's THE Cosmic Goddess, spelled just the way it's supposed to be spelled, with 2 underscores. And then on Twitter, we got at the Cosmic Goddess, just 1 D though. But you can look that up too in the information and description. And then if you're curious about like all her links and what have you, it's all within those 2 social media handles. So make sure you go and tune in to that. Yeah. We got a natural, everybody. She is a performer.
I'm excited. I love these. So it's like my time to shine.
It is your time to shine. It's always your time to shine. You are the cosmic starlight. So, something about the cosmos. All right. So, the cosmos are defined as a harmonious and orderly whole, a system that is governed by not by human or supernatural laws, but by natural law. It is used to refer to objects that exist naturally, especially those that can be seen in the sky. So, I got to know, like, what made you come up with the name Cosmic Starlight?
Okay, I think you're gonna be disappointed. Okay, but here's
Right.
I think okay. So here's the honest to God truth. So I was making weed cookies one night with my sister, and they were sorry. I hope are we allowed to talk about this? Am I in
Yeah,
trouble?
yeah, totally.
Okay, okay.
No,
It was actually hash cookies. It was like a hash ball this big. I knew nothing about hash at the time. Threw them in a cookie mix, made the cookies. Me and my sister ate a cookie, share one with my grandma. So we're sitting on the bed 50 minutes later, and a movie starts playing, and I literally cannot understand English anymore. And I start freaking out. My mom comes in. What did you give grandma? She won't stop dancing. We were all tripping. We were all just like, what's happening? Okay, literally a hash ball this big. I'm not even like, that's not, I didn't know hash at the
that's
time.
not normal. Yeah.
That's not
That's not normal.
So I was like, to my sister, I was like, I don't know, like I can't, I have anxiety. That's not always the best with tripping her balls off. So she's like, come outside. She took me outside and she laid me on the grass. We both just laid there. We held hands. We looked at the stars. I'm going to cry. And it just like brought me, and I was like, for some reason, it instantly brought me back. Like we were talking about the grounding. It 100% this happened way back when I was like 16 years old. So from that moment, I've been Cosmic. She's been Moonbeam. That was always what we went by in high school and everything. And so when I started this, I never wanted it to be, like I said, anything else but myself. So I was like, I have to use that name. That's who I am. But that was difficult because that's how a lot of people in my personal life found it, because they're like, bitch, we know who, like you didn't change your name. What are you doing?
Right.
The tip for new models, don't do that. But I can't imagine being any other name than that. You know what I mean? Like it's just me, and people call me that in my normal life. So that's the story.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but that was not a disappointing story.
Okay,
That was
good.
an awesome story right there.
Okay, thank you. It's just like it wasn't very thought through of like, it was a genuine moment of like, I am connected to the stars, which sounds cheesy, but and it helped me with my anxiety, and I could understand English again suddenly.
No, honestly, I love it. And you bring up people from your personal life discovering your model pages and what have you. What was the reaction that you got from the people in your personal life?
I mean, it varied, honestly, but my mom and my grandma knew already, but they didn't tell me. And then so I went to the salon and got a pedicure with my grandma, and literally the salon lady's like, walk around, show everyone your nails. And when we got home, my grandma was like, people like her toes. And my mom's like, I know. And then so I was like, okay, sit down. Yeah. So I was like, so and she's like, yeah, I know. And then they were just like examining my feet, and they're just like, where'd you get these? Because like my mom, love her so much, she does not have nice feet. So we were just like, I don't know, they were just so interested, and they were never judgmental. Like that's why I am the way I am too. Like they were never shameful about bodies, and it was never a dirty word for us. Like it was always very respectful, and that's how they were when they found out. They're like, that makes sense. Like that's cool. Yeah. I mean,
I
yeah.
love that. Yeah.
It definitely bonds you when you get to talk to people about it. It's fun.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I do got to say though, even with you saying that your mom doesn't have nice feet, I have noticed that all shapes and sizes are appreciated in the FFC.
I know. I just don't know if I want to share that with her. Like,
Right,
because
right.
it's just, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because she literally is like, is there a place for me? And I'm just like, probably, but I don't know. It'd be hard. It would just be like weird. This is like this is my
You're like, Mom, no.
like, this is my thing. And she has such a like big personality too. Like, I don't think you guys could handle her. She's a lot.
Well, if your mom happens to watch this, shout out to Mom, right?
Yes, love you. She always is like, am I getting like, where's my percentage for creating you? And I'm just like, someday.
Real talk. Yeah, where is her percentage
She's
though?
like,
And
what's going on here?
where are my weed brownies? That's what we gotta figure out. That's what we gotta figure out right there. So You're a Virgo.
Yes.
That's an earth sign.
Yes. Grounded.
Yeah, see, you knew where I was going with that. You knew where I was going with that. Are you into like your horoscope and things of that sort?
Yes. I'm huge. I believe in all of that stuff. And what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Really? They are like the best. My boyfriend's a Taurus. They are the best. They are the best.
Shout out to your
They're like
BS.
they're the most like sensual, snuggly. I don't know. They are like my favorite sign, I think, besides like Pisces. That's amazing.
So there's like a compatibility with Virgos and Taurus then.
Yes, because they're both grounded. They're both earth signs. They both like
Right.
to have their plan, and they help. I don't know, but the Taurus is also very strong when they have an opinion. You know what I mean? And the Virgo could use that energy, like, it helps balance Virgos out.
I tell you what, I totally agree with that. And as far as the opinion being strong, I feel like from experience that I only say things when I really truly believe that I'm saying that something is correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Right. But I love that because so many people say stuff like me and they don't think about it. With a Taurus, when they say it, 100%, damn, that's coming from within. You mean that, and I love that. It's like the best thing ever.
Man, shout out to all the Taurus out there, man. It's almost our time to shine too. It's
Paul's
like
a Taurus. I'm sorry, he's like the best fan. He's a Taurus. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I want to do some shout outs in the next footmercial, by the way. So if you all are live right now, make sure you leave some comments and drop some fire emojis and all those things, because I really do appreciate all the live viewers and what have you. Have you had your horoscope read today, Cosmic?
No.
Should we do a live horoscope reading?
Should we? Yes.
Awesome. All right. All right, everybody, bear with us. As a matter of fact, how about we do a footmercial? And then when we come back, we'll do a live horoscope reading for the Cosmic Starlight. Finding the horoscope can't be this hard, Google. I promise everybody I'm coming back with a horoscope. All right, here we go. Virgo horoscope. All right, boom. All right, so this is source. Okay, this is horoscope.com. All right, so let's read it. April 4th, 2022. There is some likelihood of a slight career conflict.
Oh, I thought I was going to say a good thing, a good career move.
No, like, should I continue this horoscope? Hold on, somehow. A little bit of, hold on. Should I keep going, or are we scared of this one?
We're cutting it. I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right, we're cutting it. We're cutting it. I don't want to.
I'm kidding. I'm down for whatever, but that is funny because
you might have to deal with a coworker who steps on your toes or runs roughshod over your gentle nature. Defend yourself with your favorite weapons: silence, laughter, perspective. Let your adversary tangle him or herself in desperate attempts to justify their behavior. Let your boss be the wise and discerning judge of the matter. Wow, I was expecting like a more like
I'm gonna be aware now of the day. I'm gonna be looking around. Okay,
that was
weird. Those are kind of like my tools. Like when drama's going down, it's like silence and just like being, I don't know, whatever it said, laughter, and just like those are 100% my tools to deal with conflict. Just like, I'm over here.
I'm gonna send you the link to this right now so that you can see I just sent you the link to that right now.
Thank
Oh
you.
wow, that was like a intense horoscope. I was like hoping it would be like today is gonna be the best day of your life of all time.
No, me too.
Oh my
Not what I was
goodness.
expecting at all.
But like, so when it comes to like horoscopes, like, and do you like believe that there is like some kind of correlation with real life when you get a horoscope like that?
Well, like I would never, not reading that, I would never be like, uh-oh, shit's going down. I wouldn't,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, I don't believe it to that degree, but I just believe that like it does determine a lot of like behaviors and the way people are and just their innate nature. Sometimes people like just are the way they are. Like Scorpios, they have very strong eye contact. And I always say that with Mathema. That's how she gets people. Her eye contact is like pulling people in. I believe in that kind of stuff that it helps build up the person and make them who they are. But I don't go about my day being like, wonder what it says or whatever.
I haven't read my horoscope probably since like newspapers,
Yeah,
probably
that's what
15 years ago.
I used to do
I'm
that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna read my horoscope right now
Please,
since I'm here
please
right
do.
now. Let's like I'm scared now. I'm like, hold on, like am I on like all right, so horoscope.com, like don't do me dirty right now.
Yeah.
All right. April 4th, 2022. How hard you have to work to achieve your purposes, Taurus. It's as though you carry around an overstuffed sandbag, and each step requires a huge effort. This would be a good day to identify the source of the trouble. Ask if you Ask if you aren't sabotaging yourself and letting your subconscious resist the goals you have so deliberately set. You have a deep inner mystery to solve. Damn.
Damn. You got
Horoscope
some work to do.
horoscope.com just told me I'm not working hard enough. I
They kind of
gotta
say
go.
that, didn't it? Yeah.
I gotta go a little bit harder. I gotta go a little bit harder. Well, that was an interesting little segment right there, doing the whole horoscope thing.
You know,
You know, I guess you never really know what you're gonna get, and
yeah.
you're just gonna kind of roll with it. Have you ever went to one of those like palm readers, tarot readers?
Oh yeah, 100%. I've had my tarot cards read. I've had a ton of like readings like that, like past life readings. In a past life, apparently I was a religious leader. I mean, I don't know if I believe in it, but yeah, they said I like led a religious whatever. I don't know what it was specifically, but that's why I don't know. She said I had like natural charisma because that's who I was in a past life. And yeah, tarot readings aren't
See,
like what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, see, like I feel like the thing that I'm scared of when it comes to horoscopes and tarot cards and like just people like telling me what the future might hold. I have like this like fear, I think, that they're gonna tell me something I'm not gonna want to hear. And like
Yeah.
even reading those horoscopes right now, like it gave me this like eerie feeling. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, that's you know what? That's your spirit that says it doesn't work with you, and that's totally okay. Like, because for some people, it 100% feels like you don't want that energy there, but for other people like me, it gives me energy. So that's how maybe that's your boundary.
Okay, I like that. I gotta ask you this. What do you believe in like reincarnation?
I honestly, I believe in everything. I believe, yes, I want to believe in reincarnation, but I also feel like there's an afterlife. I've had many like ghost experiences. I've had many moments where I'm like, "What's up? Like, what do you have to say here? Why are you in my room?" Like, I grew up literally in
Mhm.
like a haunted house, and like every morning at 5, it would just, and the whole house would wake up.
Oh,
I used to feel someone sitting on the edge of my bed. Like we all went through it as a family, so I'm not crazy. So anyway, I love the idea of reincarnation, but I've also experienced a lot where I'm like, there has to be an afterlife because like, how do you explain the stuff that I've seen? I guess or felt even.
what do you think ghosts could be?
I think that they're spirits. I think like energy never dies, as we said earlier. So I think when our body dies, our spirit lives on, or I hope, and the energy stays like the house that we lived in with that. It was a couple died together, literally. They lived in it for 20 years, and I think they didn't want to leave. Their home
Hmm.
was theirs. It was everything to them. So I think they wanted to stay there, but they're like, "What are y'all doing in our house?"
All right, so I'm gonna mind fuck everybody right now here on the podcast.
I'm ready.
And I know you guys came for good times. I came for good time too. But what
It always
if?
gets deep for some reason with me. It always ends up like on this level.
But this is like the type of shit that I love talking about is like the deep
Me too.
unexplainable stuff that is, just mind blowing to even think about.
Me
What
too.
if there's more than one dimension, right? And I believe that there has to be more than one dimension. And what if those people are living in that dimension still, and in the same exact spot that you are in your dimension, and their ghost is just not even like a ghost in their dimension, but in our dimension it's a ghost, and they're just stuck somehow on the same timeline but in another dimension.
I love that shit. And what if we're ghosts to them because we're on a different
Yes.
dimension? So there,
Oh,
I
shit.
love that stuff. And you know what I love? Again, hopeless romantic. I love the idea that like for like me and my boyfriend, maybe in a past life or whatever, in another dimension, we were with each other and we just happened to find each other. And that's why we felt connected because we're like, I know you. I love that.
Right.
I love that shit.
Dude, this is becoming really, really interesting.
How
The
did you
more
know
it goes.
you titled this Big Energy? How did you know that it would in fact be big energy?
You know what? That's interesting that you say that, because when I was thinking of a title for today's episode, I was thinking to myself, what can I call this? And I never ever have any kind of issues thinking of a title when it comes to a podcast.
Yeah.
And for some reason, energy was like the first word that came to my mind. And I was thinking big energy.
I love that.
And that just happened.
It's
But
happening. It's happening.
I tell you what, though, I believe that we live in the future and we visit the present. And I believe that, when we do things, like we've already done it. We're just kind of visiting ourselves. Like, what if, all right, I'm going to fuck everybody up mentally today if I say this.
Do it.
What if, what if we've already reincarnated and we're just watching our lives flash before our eyes right now, and it's already happened, and we're just rewatching it.
Okay, but sometimes it feels that way. Like when I get deja vu, I'm like, what's happening? Do you get deja vu? It feels like that.
Yes,
It feels
all the time.
like I've been here before, or I've had moments where I'm like, I dreamt of this exact thing happening. It feels, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't.
And you know what they say, that there's already like infinite amounts of you as a person, and that sometimes it's just that one of your versions of you, I don't like saying this kind of stuff, but died off, and the deja vu moment is you like waking up in the other dimension and thinking to yourself like you've been there before. I just got chills saying that.
Me too. Totally. I love, but see, I love all that stuff because it, like I said, there's things we can't explain. I mean, to me, the dreams that I've had that I'm like, then they happen in real life, and deja vu, that is so cool to me. I don't know. I love that. Wow.
Man, our minds are definitely in the cosmos right now, everybody. Shout out to the Cosmic Starlight. Well, thank you so much for being on this podcast today. I am incredibly honored that you would be on this podcast.
I'm honored. Are you kidding? I'm honored. Like I feel like I'm lucky. So thank you.
And I have to say that I love the squishmallows that you have next to you.
These are just a tiny portion of them too.
All right. Before we get off the podcast today, how many squishmallows do you have?
Oh, we'll have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not too bad.
12 squishmallows. So we know what she's going to have on her Amazon wish list. She's going to have some more squishmallows, and you got to hook her up. Before we get off and before we do our last footmercial, and I'm going to shout out everybody in the comments. Is there anything that you would like to tell your fans before we get off the podcast today?
Gosh, that's tough. I love you guys. Like I 100% do. And I wouldn't be here. I'm not going to cry. See, this is why I don't like to do. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And like, you make it possible for me to literally do what I love every single day. So thank you. That's all.
She's like the sweetest person ever. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Cosmic Starlight, again for being on this podcast. And how about we end it with a footmercial?
Yay! Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody. And don't go nowhere after the podcast. All right, let's shout out everybody in the comments right quick. because there's a lot of comments. Shout out to Nelson. Actually, let me start from the top. But shout out Nelson. I knew you were one of the first comments anyway. Shout out Tyler, William Lewis, Anthony Bennett. Shout out to Aaron Ringness, Andrew Montserrat, Coverland Darkness, Oil Dino Man. Shout out to Anthony Bennett, Anil Chema. I love the live comment. Shout out to Elite Feet Street. Hey, what up, man? What up, what up, what up? Shout out to Gio. Shout out to Paul Wright. Matthew McKitten. Oh, shit. Shout out to Chef NC. Andrew Moss. I already said you. I like that you guys like leave so many comments in the live chat, because the live chat is dope. But y'all gotta leave comments once the video gets published too. LOL Bronze Highlights. Joe. Let's see, let's scroll. William Lewis, Tyler. There's a lot of you. Edge user. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you. Jamichael, Elmore. Oh my gosh, man. You guys came and showed up and showed out for the Cosmic Starlight. I know she appreciates you. I love Feet YT. Shout out to you. And shout out to all of you, man. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And smash that like button. We out.